Hey there, coaches. Good morning. It's Melanie Mitro here, and I get to talk to you guys about blogging today for our social media week. And this is definitely a passion of mine. It is what I would say is probably the biggest driver of my success as a coach. I have found hundreds of customers and coaches because of my blog, because of my consistency, because of my authenticity, because I'm really kind of sharing who I am and the raw and realness of my struggles with weight loss, with achieving my personal and business goals. And so what I want to do is I just have a few blogging tips that I want to be able to share with you guys. So the first thing I can say is when you're starting a blog, don't worry about it being perfect. So when I was a brand new coach and I started my blog, I didn't know how to blog. I didn't know what a blog really was. I just thought if I could journal what I was going through, if I could journal my struggles, my triumphs, the things that people were asking me questions for over and over and over again, like what is clean eating and what is Shakeology, and I'm just going to drink this protein shake, right? So those became my titles of my posts. And so I started just with a notebook that every time somebody would ask me the same question, more than 5 times, I'd write it down. I'd say, that'd make a great post. And I would post it. And I didn't have like 20 recipes on my recipes tab. I didn't have a total transformation. I didn't have all the pretty bells and whistles. I just went to blogger.com. I signed up for a free blog site and I wrote an about me section. And then I just started adding to my library. So my favorite recipes I started adding, and then I started adding them to my recipes tab. Every week, I do a progress update where I actually journal my own fitness journey. So I try to make a habit of doing every single Sunday a meal plan, my weekly progress update, what I'm going through with my workouts and, the results that I'm getting. And so I blog about that stuff. And what happens is people started to follow me. At first, it was kind of quiet, and I'd run into people at the grocery store and they would say, hey, I read your blog every single day, or I cook with your recipes from your blog all the time. And I had no idea that people were following me. But in reality, I was starting to get this traction and I didn't even know it. So I was creating credibility. Also, another way I use my blog is we all run challenge groups. So, of course, there's going to be things that you're going to say every single month, and you're going to repeat yourself. What is clean eating? How to use the 21-day fix? What are good sources of protein? What are healthy snacks? Those make great blog posts that you can embed in your challenge group guide that every single month you're sharing over and over and over again. And so what happens is the more clicks you get on a blog post, or the more times that people click within your blog, the more it raises your affinity out there on the internet and brings you to the top of search engines. So you do want to create content that people are going to come back to, things of value, things that provide information or resource. All right. So start with a notebook. Get just ideas so that when you decide to sit down and blog, you can pick right from that list. Number 2, try to blog consistently. 3 times a week is pretty much what I can commit to. And I schedule it right into my calendar at a time when I feel the most creative. So some of you, that's first thing in the morning. Some of you, that's late at night. But don't pick a time when it's mass chaos in your house and you're easily distracted by things going on. So I don't pick dinner time, and I don't do in the evening because I'm not that creative at night. I choose to do my blogs before noon. That's when I have the most energy and the most mojo to get stuff done. Another thing is, the blogging schedule. And maybe you are a planner, like maybe you're going to list it out on your calendar, and every Sunday you're going to do a meal plan and a progress update. Every Tuesday it's Transformation Tuesday. Maybe you have an idea. Every Wednesday it's a recipe. And if you sort of do that, you can start to get ideas in your back pocket so you're prepared ahead of time. Also, you've got to be interesting. When you write a blog, you really do have to say to yourself, okay, I need to dig deep. I can't be surface level. I can't just act like the world is all roses and butterflies. Like, you've got to tell when you fail, when you go away for the weekend and you royally mess up, or when you plan on working out and eating healthy, and you have a total plot twist, right? So that makes you real and relatable when you share the struggle. But I don't just share the struggle and say, I'm struggling, my life sucks. I turn it around and I always give my own solution. So I'm solution oriented even in my blog posts. And I try to teach people, hey, this is my mindset. Here's how I'm turning it around. Here's how I'm making it into something positive, and this is where I'm going from here. The next thing I do is, if you just write a blog post and publish it and don't share it, it's never going to get seen. So just like Facebook, right? We've got to try to get likes. We've got to try to get comments. We do the same with a blog post. So what I do is I installed the pin it button to the browser of my internet. So on Chrome, I've got my pin it button, and all you do is go to Google, type in how to install the pin it button, and then it'll give you like 3 simple steps. Then every time I write a blog post and I publish it, I go click that pin it button on my browser. It pulls all the images up from my blog, and then I can pin my images directly to my pin boards. And I can put in what I wanted to say. And what happens is when people click that image, it brings them back to my blog post. So I do try to make my images things that people are going to want to click and share as well. All right. The next thing I do, which I'm actually going to do a screen share on this one because I feel like this is important, is it's what's called alt text. So whenever you have a blog post and you're working within a post, and I'm hoping that my alt text, I know that it was kind of giving us issues here for a little while, but let's just click on this one here. Whenever you go and you are typing out a blog post, the one thing that you guys can do is you can click on the image and then you can click the properties. And right in here is alt text. And so you can put in there keywords, clean eating. You can put in Shakeology. You can put in the 21-day fix. You can put in 21-day fix recipes. I put in my name, challenge group, whatever you want it to say. You can do whatever you want. Lunch recipes, body image, and then you click OK. And when you save that, right, when you actually save that, what happens is now those images are now linked to your post. And so when people type in 21-day fix recipes, it's going to start to pull your post up to the top. And so that alt text, whether you use a WordPress or you use Blogger, is very important to your search engine optimization. So hopefully that gives you a good little tip. The other thing that I do is this image. Now, I just did this morning, so it needs to be shrunk down a little bit. But I created this on Canva, and it's now accepting applications, right? My new Coach Training University. When people click on it, it's going to take them to my Dream Team application, my coach application. You can also have it link directly to a blog post, right? So, if people click on my latest transformation, it fills out, you can go to my application to join one of my challenge groups. If I go down here, right, I've got join my next challenge group. When people click on it, it takes them to my challenge group application. I know that I have other ones too, so that will take people directly to another blog post. So that's another thing too, is I like to link my blog post within. So, if you were to click on this, you can actually make it, what you do is, let me go through here. If you go to layout and you go to, for example, join the Dream Team, if I click edit, you see how it has that link right there? I could actually go over to my page. I could go to posts. I could go to, do you want to make fitness your business, right? So this is the actual blog post that goes along with that. I could actually update. I can actually view it. Take this, copy this link. You want to copy the URL. Then you want to go down back to this blogger box where it says link, and I can actually put in there that link. So now when I save it and I go over here and I go to view my blog, Now, when I click on this image, it is actually going to take you to that blog post. So do you want to make fitness your business? So what this is this is actually a back link. So this actually takes people to my site. This actually takes them to another blog post. So it's increasing. So they might go down through and they might say, oh, this sounds really awesome, right? And then they might come up here and they might do about me section. They might read about me. And the more people click within a blog, the more it's going to say that you are somebody of importance and we should follow you. So that is key, is to try to get people within your post to go and click through as well. All right. The next thing I do is when I'm actually posting my blog post on Facebook or I'm sharing it on my social media sites, I put the link to my blog post in the comments now, where I used to just type like, hey, brand new recipe over at Committed to Getting Fit, check out my man cake recipe. And I would just copy and paste the link. Well, now Facebook algorithms are getting a little smarter and they don't like outside links. So I will type the recipe out, include the image, but in the comment section, I will put the actual blog post link for the full recipe details or for the full, details about the event. And that really works much, much better. And I still tend to get more traffic that way too. So blogs are just a great way to share information about events, share information about coaching, shout out your team, talk about success, talk about your challenge success. It's a great way for you to even embed YouTube videos or trainings that you're doing. It is a way for people to find you out there on the World Wide Web. It helps you to increase your credibility. I know a lot of people follow my blog for a year or more before they decide to contact me and actually join. So that is something that is very common for me to get, is people saying I've been following you for a year. So I know that blogging is important. Even if I'm not as consistent as I used to be, I know that it plays a vital role in my success. So, all right, guys, I hope this was helpful for you guys. I wish you the best of luck with blogging. Take it with a grain of salt, and if it's not your cup of tea, do not feel like you have to be a blogger. Do what fills your cup. If writing feels like pulling teeth, don't do it. You can work other social media sites, but this is just one hub to give you a way to express yourself. All right, guys, have a really awesome day, and I will see you later.